Hello everybody and welcome to the Toxandria Homestead channel. Today we are June 26th, and although we are not experiencing a heat wave at this moment, it sure feels like one during these afternoon hours. With the temperature rising up to 32 degrees Celsius, a quiet afternoon of relaxing and maybe even a little siesta sure seem like some viable options to spend a lazy afternoon. A wee bit of pondering in the shade, quickly followed by some scribbling in my journal to capture this incoherent train of thoughts, resulted in a finale of some driftless browsing on the internet, where I stumbled upon a curious little article which claimed that the temperature under a tree can be up to 10 degrees cooler than the temperature in full direct sunlight. Now we all know that a tree provides shade, and it's always cooler in the shade, right? But 10 degrees? Now that is a lot. Artificial shade, like a beach umbrella for example, doesn't even come close to this when it comes to the amount of cooling. Now, why can trees produce these remarkable results, you might ask? Well, according to the article, a tree evaporates water, and herein lies the secret. The evaporation of water takes energy from the tree, which results in the cooling effect. So, enough relaxing for now. It is time to take this claim to the test inside the chicken coop. Are you with me? Welcome to the chicken coop, where the chickens don't seem to be bothered so much by the heat so far. We obviously provide them with plenty of fresh drinking water, and there is an abundance of shade all around the coop. And although we don't have a forest of trees in our little backyard, we do have a fully grown plum tree that has rooted here many, many moons ago. I wouldn't really call it a tree, but it does have many branches full of leaves, and as you can see, it makes a great, almost fully shaded playground for our chickens. We, on the other hand, get to play around here every other year when its branches are loaded with plums. When the time comes, I'll make sure to create and upload a video on that, so please do click on the subscribe button now, so you won't miss out on your invitation to Plumfest when the time comes. But let's get back to our little cooling test now and get an answer on our question. Does our plum tree release enough energy by evaporating water to drop the temperature in a shady part of the chicken coop by 10 degrees Celsius? AKA, is there such a thing as natural Airco for the chicken coop? Let's get to it. First, I obviously have to figure out what the temperature is in direct sunlight. And instead of relying just on the smartphone, I am going to double check with a good old-fashioned thermometer. And as you can double check it with me, we have a full 32, nearly 33 degrees Celsius in direct sunlight. For part 2 of this test, I am going to get myself settled in the shade under the plum tree. And just by stepping from the direct sunlight into the shade provided by the plum tree, I feel the drop in temperature immediately. I am going to settle myself in a shady corner where one of our roosters already has resided, as you can see. This is our eldest rooster. He is around 6 years old, and I'm happy he sticks around while I wait for a few minutes to see the results of the test. As you can see, it doesn't take long for some of the other chickens to come over and join in while we are waiting to get our results in. You see, although we are experiencing some quite hot weather today, the chickens don't seem to mind at all. Just doing their thing, scraping and snooping around while I wait to see if the temperature will drop and by how much. So, let's see, did it drop? Yes, it did. And although it didn't drop 10 degrees, it did reach a drop of around 5 degrees. The cooling effect while sitting under the trees is very noticeable to me and a lot more comfortable than sitting in the direct sunlight. So, what are our conclusions here? With the outcome of this test, it has become very clear to us that adding more trees in the chicken coop is probably a very good idea. Not only will these extra trees provide even more shade for the chickens, but if we choose to put in fruit trees, the chickens will be able to access any fruit that falls off the trees, which in turn will be beneficial to their diet. On top of that, it will create more biodiversity in the garden, and we will be able to enjoy the fruit as well. If you have any recommendations for the type of trees that are best suited to plant in the chicken coop, or if you know of any type of trees that are an absolute no-no for the chicken coop, please share your thoughts in the comments below, so every chicken lover can benefit from this collective wisdom. If you haven't subscribed already, we invite you kindly to do so. Your support is greatly appreciated, and it keeps the Toxandria homestead up and running. Make sure to check out the links in the description. New chicken merch is added for you to enjoy. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video.